first trimester is really rough for listeners that like most of the time, if you lose the pregnancy in the first trimester, it has nothing to do with what you actually did, but it can still feel that way and you can still blame yourself.
Like the other part of the first trimester is I don't want to do anything that doesn't make this baby not stick. As women, we always blame ourselves. Did I throw up too much or did I throw up too hard? Maybe I should have tried to hold it back. There's always that fear, that background fear too of, oh, is this going to stick this time? Or am I still too sick again and I'm going to lose this one too?
Do you feel like your hormones have turned against you? Trust us, you're not alone.
We're Dr. Serena and Dr. Heidi, and on Hormone Heroines, we explore all the root causes that are behind hormone imbalances, and we teach you how to thrive through them.
Join us for real talk, expert tips, and even a few laughs.
Hi, welcome back to Hormone Heroines, and we're here today to talk about a very unpopular opinion, but it is how we feel and how we feel about being pregnant because our pregnancies have been very hard, and so we feel that being pregnant really sucks.
Yep.
And so today we're just going to kind of go through why we feel that way. And again, we love pregnancy. We deal with fertility all the time. We do pediatric care all the time. So it's not that we don't love babies or pregnancy. It's that us ourselves hate being pregnant because it is absolutely terrible.
Yep.
So
I haven't found anything I enjoy about it.
Yeah.
Literally hate every minute of it. So let's get into it.
Okay. So let's start with you since you are currently pregnant, or should we just do like trimester by trimester, what we hate about it?
Let's just go. Let's go trimester by trimester, but just so everyone knows, I am pregnant 24 and a half weeks. This is my second pregnancy that's made it this far.
Yes.
So I am in the throes of my feels and how much I hate it right now.
Yeah. But you are feeling better this trimester.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. Okay.
Yep.
So, getting pregnant can be fun.
Yeah. Well, I like that part, obviously, because I've had a few kids, but
Anyways, getting pregnant can be fun. But for me, it's like 6 to 8 weeks, nausea kicks in.
Yeah.
And then I get hyperemesis gravidarum. And then I am sick for the entire first trimester and into the second trimester. I know you went through that too. Yours was worse.
Mine definitely set. Well, with my last one, I was sick through the first and second trimester. I had hyperemesis gravidarum also. And then with my first one, I literally vomited every day I was pregnant with her until I had her at 35 weeks.
Yeah. So
yeah, I did not like that at all. I hate being nauseous. I hate vomiting, and I did it generally at least 5 to 6 times a day on the good days.
Yeah. So, for me, I hate being nauseous too, and I hate throwing up. But I think that's worse than like the body pain that comes later.
Oh, yeah.
I would rather be in physical pain. Like I'd rather have sciatica than hyperemesis gravidarum.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me too. I can take pain over nausea. I don't know. I'm a baby when it comes to nausea.
Well, okay. And so
and vomiting.
Yeah. Most recently though, this last trimester, so this first trimester of this pregnancy, the nausea. So I wasn't throwing up as often because
we were doing stuff.
Yeah, we were doing stuff and we were finding medications that worked for me better. Because the first time I was pregnant, I tried the medications and they just weren't working. And the side effects were so bad that I was like, I'm not taking any more pills. I'd rather throw up than deal with the side effects because.
Well, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Because there's not great options, right?
Yeah.
So the main option is ondansetron, which is Zofran. That's a name brand. And it is great. It helps with the nausea. Yeah. I didn't get any of this, by the way. My kids are older. So
back in the day, they didn't offer you.
Back in the day, I had absolutely nothing offered to me. So I loved my OBGYN though. He was amazing. I did, this was 4 years ago with my oldest one and 16 years ago with my last one. But
so care has gotten better.
Care has gotten better, but you still don't have that great of options a lot of times. The ondansetron is great for helping with the nausea. Some people it doesn't help, honestly, but a lot of people it does at least take the edge off of the nausea and the vomiting.
Here's what I'd say about it is, for me, it works with getting rid of the nausea, but if you have to take it day after day, it causes such bad constipation that you are in stabbing pain from your bowels starting to impact.
Which causes more nausea.
Which then causes nausea on top of it. So I may not be throwing up, but I'm still nauseous, just in a different way. So it goes from like the burning nausea in your stomach where you're throwing up to just having like pressure nausea, like you're so full that like you feel like you're going to burst, so you're nauseous from that. And then the constipation is painful.
Yeah.
And then going to the bathroom is painful. And so I love Odanstron for, if I am sick and like motion sickness.
Once or twice.
Yeah. You take it, you feel better. It's great. It works for the nausea for me. Doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone it works like at all. But like some people it doesn't work at all for. But for me, it does work with that. But if you have to take it every day to stop from throwing up, the side effects are not worth it. I'd rather just throw up and have like burning heartburn, throw up nausea than deal with that.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But that's not always like where they start with dealing with hyperemesis.
Not now.
Yeah, they usually start with some B vitamins and then they do...
Which can really help if you can eat enough to take them and hold them down.
But that's a challenge.
Yes.
So if you can't get them down, it's hard for them to work.
And the Zofran usually is a disintegrating pill. So you don't really have to eat with it. You don't have to like swallow it per se. So there are swallowable ones, but usually that's the disintegrating.
Yeah, so there are like first steps. So they don't always jump to Zofran. So you have like the B vitamins, then you have Unisom, which is
a B vitamin, and doxalamine.
I will say that one works to a point. Like it makes it so I don't throw up, but I'm still nauseous all the time. Like I still have like that burning nausea like going on, but I'm just not throwing up. So it works to a point, but that one at least doesn't cause as bad a constipation. So stick with that one usually, unless things are really bad, and then go to Zofran. But that's just my personal experience. But yeah, so for me, it was horrible. So even though the first pregnancy, I threw up way longer than I did in this one because the medications were more manageable this time around versus before, like the Unisom didn't work and the Zofran worked, but I was like, not worth it. So I just like threw up for way longer with the first one.
And you were in a more stressful situation.
Yeah, I was in a job where
you're in residency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is stressful in and of itself.
And you just don't get it. You don't have very much control over your schedule. So like, getting bathroom breaks and time to eat to keep your blood sugar stable is just like not as accessible.
Yeah.
But this last time I control my schedule now. So got those things dialed in. But then this last time around, I was still sick and like I was working full time, and then on the weekends I'd still just be like exhausted because I can't eat enough to not be malnourished because like I didn't put on any weight during my first trimester, so my body's just like eating away at itself. So, but like the malnourishment was just like intense. Like I am not a person that naps. I don't like naps. However weird people may think that is, I don't like taking naps. But during the first trimester, I was sleeping so much. And part of the reason why I was sleeping so much is because I was just trying to sleep through the pain
and the nausea.
Like I was just trying to sleep through like the burning pain in my stomach and the nausea to just like pass the time because I didn't want to be awake for it when I wasn't working. And then trying to focus and like do your job and make decisions while you feel like that.
Yeah.
Is just ridiculous.
Like, especially as a doctor.
Yeah.
Because like
you have to make important decisions.
Life-changing decisions.
Yeah. And so it's just exhausting. And I can't say there's any portion of that I enjoyed. And it made life very hard. And I still feel like I'm just now starting to like catch up with things that got like fell to the wayside. Cause like that's the other thing is like your smell increases. And
we had to go, a lot of us would go into a different room to eat.
Yeah. Food is a problem. Because it's like, oh, this sounds good, but then you smell it and it's like, nope, can't eat that. Gonna throw up, get it out of here.
Yeah.
And then if you do actually get to eat something, then it's like, oh, we'll keep eating that. And then it's like, that doesn't work the next day. And then cooking. So even if I do want the food, if I cooked it and smelt it for that long, couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
So just like,
why don't you tell them the one thing that you could eat that actually made you feel better?
Oh my gosh. It's gummies.
Yeah.
Just like ate a bunch of gummies.
Not like CBD or THC gummies.
Just
literally
like
gummy bears. They're gummy animals.
Yeah, they're not gummy bears.
Not gummy bears.
They're like fruit snack gummies.
Yeah.
Like fruit snacks.
From New Season. So they were still healthy, but
Yeah.
it was literally the only thing she could eat.
Yeah. Well, I just ate them frequently to like keep my blood sugar stable so I wouldn't throw up. So they would like keep it stable enough to like not throw up. And then hopefully I'd eat something else that day.
Yeah.
And I was having like really bad meat aversions for this first trimester. So then by the time I got to my second trimester, super anemic.
Yeah.
And that was causing me to be winded just if I had to stand up and talk for more than a minute. I was like, and that's the whole story. And that's literally what I sounded like until recently. So yeah, now that I'm thoroughly into my second trimester, I am not completely miserable. I'm just uncomfortable.
Yeah. So did you experience any of the mood issues with first trimester? I know I did.
Oh yeah, I forget about
with mine.
You go first.
I definitely had severe like swings almost, but in depression and anxiety that I didn't have. Now, like with my first one, to be fair, I was going through a lot. It was a very weird time in my life, and there was a lot of change that happened when I found out I was pregnant. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. It was very, very hard to even get out of bed sometimes, but not because I was so tired, which I was so tired because I kept throwing up, but like it was hard to get motivated to get out of bed. The depression that I had was more of the apathy and the just lack of wanting to do anything. And I'm an extrovert. I like to go be around people. I like to talk to people. I like to do all of those things, but it's so hard to explain. I don't even know how to explain it. My brain just would not let me be a part of things, which made me more depressed because I liked being a part of things. And I, lived on my own at that point. So it was like, I was either alone or I needed to get my ass out of bed and go do something with people to feel better. But I felt like such shit that I couldn't. And that made me more depressed. And then I would have these crazy weird anxiety attacks, like where I would just feel this whole rush of emotion through my whole body and actually like get hot and like a panic attack more. And kind of similar to the ones that I felt in perimenopause. So, the hormones are great. And so I think that's one thing that people really don't think about or talk about a lot is there is a lot of mood changes and irritability and sometimes happiness. I mean, there was some really great happiness, weird things that just happened out of the blue. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is great. For the 5 minutes I wasn't puking. But then nobody really talks about how it can really make you depressed. It can really make you anxious. It can really mess with your mental health because it is a lot of changes in your body. It's a lot of hormonal changes. It's a lot of you feeling like you're not in control of your body anymore. And especially like us, when we had hyperemesis gravidarum, we had freaking no nutrition in our body. The only thing I could hold down with Morgan, my oldest one, was baby carrots and a specific ranch dressing. Couldn't be regular carrots cut up. It had to be baby carrots, those little bags of baby carrots, and it had to be a specific ranch. Now I can't tell you, I can't remember. I think it's like, I can't remember what brand it was, but yeah, it had to be that specific brand because if I smelled a different ranch, I would throw it.
Yeah. The sense of smell is crazy.
Yeah.
Like how much.
And water gave me such bad heartburn.
Oh yeah.
Heartburn.
That's the other thing is you're throwing up all the time. But
and you have heartburn.
Water makes you more sick.
Yeah. It's
you
ridiculous.
Can't drink water.
Yeah. And you need to drink water.
Yeah. I mean, you were coming over to my house on the weekends to give me IVs.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Heidi, I'm not going to come into work on Monday unless you come over and give me an IV.
Yeah.
Because I can't get off the couch.
Yeah.
So
that was fun.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the mood stuff goes in the first trimester, I feel like a lot of mine stems from like the feeling completely like incapacitated, like feeling like you suddenly have a illness that, if it wasn't pregnancy, you'd probably be in the hospital for.
Yeah.
Like you just like, but you're still like, because it is pregnancy, you're like forced to still like go to work and do all the stuff because it's like, oh, it'll pass. But if it was like unexplained,
just get used to it. It's fine. Like I literally had my own trash can that my husband would have to change.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, like, I feel like for me, the emotional stuff really stemmed from just feeling like I can't control my body. I'm malnourished and just exhausted. And I
don't want to be here right now.
Yeah, don't want to be
Just
here.
Want to curl up in bed.
Yeah, I don't want to be here right now. And I feel like I'd get really weepy because I would literally cry about being hungry but not able to eat. And like that's what I would cry about.
It's a lot of loss of control.
Yeah.
Because you don't control your body anymore.
Well, it's just like it's a weird feeling to be like I am starving but I can't eat.
Yeah.
And like that's what I would start crying about and get weepy about because I would be like I want to eat but I can't eat. Like that's what I would cry. And then, there would be other times where I'd just get like weepy for no reason, but like the most often was because I was like really just starving and wanting to eat food, but everything was horrible.
Yeah.
All food was horrible. So,
yeah.
And then the other mood swings that I'd get is like, I get body anxiety. I wouldn't have any mental anxiety, but I'd just like feel like a panic attack was onsetting in my body, but
yeah, that's basically how I felt too. I don't think it was like really mentally.
Yeah, not like full on though. Not like a full on panic attack, but just like the start of it where you're like, you start to get hot and you're just feeling really uncomfortable. And it's like heart kind of starts to race, but it doesn't quite like, break
palpitations yet.
Yeah, it doesn't quite break panic attack level. It's just like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
So
again, not in control of your own body. It's like a crazy space to be in.
Yeah. So needless to say, first trimester is very, very rough for us, and it really sets you up for a difficult rest of your pregnancy. So.
Well, another part of the emotional part, though, I don't know if I feel like it probably affects you too, but I've had a few miscarriages. She's had a few miscarriages. So like the other part of the first trimester is I don't want to do anything that doesn't make this baby not stick, right? Yeah. And then, of course, as women, we always blame ourselves. It's always our fault. And it's like, oh, did I throw up too much? Or did I throw up too hard? Maybe I should have tried to hold it back. And then that's why I lost the baby. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's always that fear, that background fear too, of, oh, is this going to stick this time? Or am I still too sick again and I'm going to lose this one too? So first trimester is rough.
Yeah.
Really rough.
Although I will say, in most cases, if you lose the pregnancy, it had nothing to do with what you did.
Oh, yeah. I know that as a provider.
Yeah. But that's how you feel.
You feel like it. Yeah.
So, but just to be clear, though, for listeners, that like most of the time, if you lose the pregnancy in the first trimester, it has nothing to do with what you actually did.
Right.
But it can still feel that way and you can still blame yourself.
Yeah.
So, I experienced some of that. But like the other part of me is just like, because I'm so sick and don't have like I feel like I don't have a connection to my body. Like I'm literally trying to dissociate from my body because it's so uncomfortable and I'm so like unhappy about
how you feel,
about how I feel that I am dissociating from my body in a lot of senses. So then I don't feel like I get like a real connection to my baby because I am just trying to get through the day.
Yeah. Just trying to live until we can have the baby.
Yeah. Like once the baby's here, then I'll bond. But like till then, it's just like, I'm just trying to get through the day and I'm like pretty dissociated from my body because of its.
Yeah. I mean, I was the same way. I like sort of felt a connection, but not like what everybody talks about. It was like, oh, my baby's moving and so exciting. And like, it was exciting. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But I didn't feel that,
I feel like
that rush of, oh my God, I just love you so much. Like I can't handle how much I love you. As soon as I pulled my first daughter out, as soon as I pulled her out and put her on me, I was head over heels in love. I could not love anything more in my life. I mean, obviously I love my other children that way too, but
the rush of emotion
was there. I felt a little bit of connection to her when I was pregnant. Like when she was moving and when she got her freaking foot stuck in my rib, that was great. But I did not really feel that strong bond until I had her.
Yeah. I feel like
any of my kids.
I would really do a caveat with that. It's like, I don't feel the connection, but like, how people always say like, you're a mother as soon as you find out you're pregnant. I'd feel like I feel that because I feel the responsibility.
Well, yeah, I felt that, but
I don't feel that like oxytocin.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in love with you. To me, I'm still very like, well, it's it's probably going to get here. Like I'm probably going to have another kid. It's like, we're past the first trimester. It's getting
but there's always that fear back there.
Yeah. So I feel like for me, I'm always like, you know, it's almost like theoretical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, in theory, I'm going to have a kid.
Yeah.
But like, it's not here yet. Things could still happen. And I, you know, I'm somewhat dissociated from my body and I'm not super connected to the baby that's in me. Not in the way that it's like, oh my gosh, I have this deep connection. It's just like, well, there you are. You kicked me again. Thanks. Like,
Yeah.
that's more of like how I feel about it. You know, I still worry about the pregnancy, but it's not like this deep connection. Like for me with my first kid, I feel like it took me a shower and laying down in a comfortable bed.
Yeah.
After, and then holding my baby where I was like,
well, she was kind of mean. She
love.
stretched her shoulders out and like tried not to come out. She was pretty mean to you.
Yeah. I feel like what I really feel happened is I feel like I was so exhausted from the natural birth and like some of the complications that came. We'll get to that later if we get there. But I was so exhausted that like I couldn't feel. Like I was just like numb for a bit until I got to rest a little bit. And
some of that is hormones too.
Yeah.
Because you don't always get that oxytocin release right away.
Yeah. So I feel like I got a little bit later. It's like after the baby was out and they stitched me up and I got to take a shower while my husband held the baby. And then I got to get in a comfortable bed and just like
relax a minute.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
Like could feel my body again. And then when I was holding her, that's when I felt the connection and was like, okay. But also I think it's fair to say like a lot of women, it takes longer than that.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel the connection right away. And I think it's too much pressure from society to be like, oh, you should be in love with your baby from the moment you conceive them. And then there on out. And then when you give birth, you should fall even more in love. Sometimes it takes like a few weeks because you're still in shock. Like it's
your body's in shock.
Yeah,
it's a major thing that happened to you.
It's still a major trauma. And I think we should just like be nicer to women who like don't feel it right away.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them.
Yeah. You know? It's just like, I mean, you should always get checked for postpartum depression.
Absolutely.
And, you know, be followed up closely with that. But just because you don't feel that connection that everyone talks about right away doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you and that you aren't normal. Like your body's been through a lot, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And it's okay if you don't feel that connection the way that anyone else does.
I mean, with my last one, she was an emergency C-section and she had come after when I found out I was pregnant with her, I was mad. And I called my husband and yelled at him because I was on birth control and I did not want to have any more babies because 6 months prior to that, prior to me finding out I was pregnant, I had lost our son who I was 24 weeks pregnant with and delivered him. His heart just stopped. They don't know why. And so I delivered him at home once they knew that he was already gone. And so I was like, nope, never going through this again. I'm going on birth control. Never going to have that happen again. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I was mad. I did not want to be pregnant. I did not want to have to go through that again. It wasn't that I was mad that I had another baby. It was, I did not want to have to go through that again. And so then her whole pregnancy was really hard. And I didn't resent her. I resented being pregnant again because I was so scared all the time. I bought a Doppler to have at home because my son's heart had stopped and that's how we found out he died. And so like I literally listened to her heartbeat, I don't know, probably at least 10 to 20 times probably a day.
Yeah.
So from the moment I could hear it until I gave birth to her.
I had a similar experience.
But I didn't feel connected to her because I was too afraid to.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. There's like trauma in all of this.
Yeah.
And it's okay if connections don't come right away. But I had a similar experience, not as severe, but because right before this pregnancy, I had lost the last one and it was about 12 weeks. Well, at 6 weeks, we found the heartbeat. And then when we went back in, we didn't find the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So, you know, because we have a Doppler in our office, I've checked a few times.
Yeah.
Especially early on. I'm like, it's still there.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think we digress a little bit to the emotional aspect, which is going to come with every part. But like, let's talk about.
But that's another reason why we hate it.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to not be in control of your emotions either.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to like second trimester stuff, though.
Second trimester.
So second trimester, a lot of women start feeling better. And I feel like that's true for me. I definitely don't feel great.
I didn't vomit 10 to 12 times a day. I vomited only 5 to 6 times a day. So that was great.
My hyperemesis gravidarum is gone. I am no longer nauseous, but
most of the time. Sometimes you are.
Yeah, that's true. Well, definitely don't have hyperemesis gravidarum. No longer throwing up. Every once in a while I'm still nauseous, but like it's still really hard to eat. Like I have a hard time consuming enough nutrients.
Yeah.
And because I didn't gain weight in the first one, I'm still like trying to catch up and like
first trimester.
Yeah, the first trimester. And like the anemia, which is starting to get better because I couldn't take the iron pills during the first trimester because I was ill. Couldn't keep them down. Now that I'm able to take them, I'm starting to feel better. But like literally this is like the first week where I haven't been like so out of breath and so exhausted and so fatigued and just like literally feeling like I can't breathe. Like I can't get enough oxygen. Just doing basic things. So that's going down. But as soon as like the nausea went away, I started having like the body pain. And so I've had all the pubic symphysis pain already. I've had round ligament pain already. So that's like all the pain in your pelvis that you get. I've had the like just
SI joint pain.
The SI joint pain. Yeah. That's like something I've had before. And so I forget about it, but it's just like every single day now.
Yeah.
I've had sciatica already. And I've also had like the feeling of like my abs slightly tearing because it's like you can kind of feel when they have a growth spurt and it's like, oh, suddenly the baby's bigger. Or it's like baby grew and then I eat a bigger meal and then my stomach hurts because it's stretching on the skin because now I have food and a baby in there and the skin hasn't.
Food and a food baby?
Yeah, and the skin hasn't caught up. So, and then, you know, having bowel movements is still difficult, like, you know, still constipated.
Higher progesterone does cause that, and you have higher progesterone in pregnancy.
Yeah, still constipated. Not like Zofran constipated, but still just like, you know, barely having a bowel movement a day, if every day. So still uncomfortable there. And yeah, I just, you know, I feel like I'm feeling better, but now I'm just having like my body is starting to get to the uncomfortable phase. So I'm not like ill. And like I said, I would take this over
the vomiting.
Over the vomiting and nausea any day.
Yeah.
So I feel better, but I'm still uncomfortable. I still feel like I have a basketball inside of me that I'm constantly trying to like move around because it's not just like having like a bloated belly or like fat there because that's squishy. This is not squishy.
Think about that though in a short torsoed person like me.
I know.
You have a long torso.
I know. And
at least you have room.
I would really reconsider having another baby if I didn't have a long torso because
it definitely does not feel great.
Yeah, the extra space is priceless. I won't lie. The 2 inches I have on you in my waist versus the 2 inches you have on me in your legs, so worth it in pregnancy.
Yeah, they did not help me in pregnancy. That's for sure.
That's because your babies like to stick their feet in between your ribs.
Yeah, thank you, Morgan, for that one. I mean,
because they don't have any room.
Yeah,
because you have a short torso. So
I literally had to go to the emergency room though to get her foot removed because it was stuck in between 2 ribs. So that was super fun.
Yep. So, and the good news is that as this progresses, I'm just going to get more uncomfortable. So it's just going to get, the physical pain is just going to get worse.
Yeah. Let's talk about your walking.
Yeah. I already started the waddle.
Yeah. But that's more the pubic symphysis pain.
Yeah. But it's not because it's like so big, I'm waddling around. It's because of the constant pubic symphysis pain. And I just feel like it's like a burning, stabbing pain in my crotch.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like if I get up and I get going and I can like walk it out and it can decrease. It's still there, but it's like better. But like when I first get up, I have to waddle because the pain's so bad. And then my SI joint, so like where your sacrum is, that is out every day.
All the time.
Yeah. Every day I put it back in place so that I don't continue to get sciatica.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like I've been magnesium deficient because like, you know, I said, just like the first trimester, if you're sick for all of it, you are so malnourished by the time you get to your second trimester that then you're playing catch up. And so I've been like magnesium deficient and I'm having like really bad cramps and Charlie horses.
You're playing catch up, but also the baby is growing and taking more too.
Well, the baby just stole everything from me.
Yeah.
And now they're still taking stuff from me. But before it was like my body was depleting to provide that.
Right.
And now it's like I'm eating enough probably to supply the baby, but like not enough to like get me back to not having these issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's my second trimester. It's better, but
yeah. My second trimester was better because I was less sick. I was still vomiting every day, but less, well, half as much with both of my pregnancies that went this far. Yeah, I definitely had a lot of the pain, and with my first baby, I had, a little bit of body dysmorphia from it. And so that caused some issues too. With my first baby, I did not look pregnant until I was like 7 months pregnant. So I looked like in my second trimester when you have this cute little belly,
the little belly,
people can tell that you're pregnant, right? Because it's like this perfect little thing. When I was in my second trimester, it was not big enough to look like a pregnant belly because I was like this little thing when I had my first kid.
Well, also like how tight your ab muscles are and your hip flexors are can hold it in.
Right.
And, with how active you are, it really,
right. And this was my first baby. So like I hadn't had any of the diastasis or anything like that yet. And so like then at 7 months, I finally came out and I looked pregnant. And then I was like, this isn't bad because I looked pregnant. I didn't look just bloated or like, I was just like, hanging all the fat out there or something. So that caused a little bit of body dysmorphia with me. And so that, made me a little bit more depressed and stuff. I will say my mental health was better with my first baby than with my last baby. And I mean, that could have been circumstantial too. Just, I was also 22 when I was pregnant with Morgan. And then I was, 31, I think, when I was pregnant with Izzy. And I had just had the loss and stuff. So there was a lot more kind of going on there. But really, second trimester was a little bit better for me, but it didn't get that much better because I was still vomiting every day.
Yeah.
And I was very depleted and I still couldn't eat anything.
Yeah. I feel like for me, the drastic difference is like the being so ill to now just having physical pain.
Yeah.
Physical pain is just like not as bad.
Yeah.
Like
true.
So that's why I feel like for me, it's like so much better, but I am still in pain every day. And like, that's not fun.
Yeah. No, it's not fun. It still sucks.
I will say I do have some of the body dysmorphia in the first trimester because you do just look bloated. Like it's just like, you don't look pregnant. You look terrible on lots of different fronts.
Your face starts to round out more.
Well, not like, I don't feel like I get a ton of that, but like
you might in the third trimester.
Yeah, later on. But like the first trimester is just like, I feel like I look terrible because I'm like malnourished.
Yeah,
like,
I had
exhausted.
like sunken eyes and sunken face. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then like, I was like losing my hair too. So it was thinning even though I had hypergesterone. My hair was like thinning out. So I just like feel like I look like I'm ill.
Yeah.
Like I have the flu.
You did look like you were ill.
Yeah, and I shouldn't be out.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like I look terrible. But then also, no one knows why you look that way.
Yeah.
Unless you're wearing like a badge. Hi, I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant. Leave me alone.
And no one does that. So then you just are like looking ill and then also just looking bloated. And it's like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
Anyways, but then you get to the second trimester. I feel like with my first one, the second one you show more.
Yeah,
sooner,
you did not show hardly at all.
With the first one. But like now I'm like showing, I feel like it looked pretty normal for a second trimester.
Yeah.
Around 24 and a half weeks. With the first one it stayed in more. But
yeah.
So I am happy that now I like actually look pregnant instead of just looking
a little bloated.
Yeah, looking bloated. But the body dysmorphia can be really hard, especially because I have a history of eating disorder. But I think it was harder the first time around because I was like so worried of like
what it was going to do to your body.
What it was going to do to my body. But since like, I know every pregnancy is different.
Yeah.
And like things could go differently, but I feel more secure because after the first one, I feel like I got my body back and everything was fine. So this time I'm like not worried about it. So it's not like triggering me in any way.
Yeah.
So that's been a positive.
Okay.
Anyways.
Should we go third trimester?
Yeah, let's do third trimester. You're just physically uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're
physically uncomfortable. And me with like a short torsoed peoples, the baby is much bigger now and there's no room to eat. Like I could literally take 2 bites of my meal and then be done for at least an hour, maybe 2 sometimes, and then take a couple more bites. And that's all I could fit because my belly was out like this, but she was also, pushing up on it. So I couldn't fit anything.
Yeah. So that's the same for me with the 3rd trimester. It's like I was literally eating like blueberries and apples and peanut
And then
butter.
everybody's yelling at you because you're like, you got to feed the baby. And I'm just like trying.
I am eating, but there's no space.
Yeah.
And I'm not a really good like grazer because I'll like forget to eat.
Yeah.
Because I'll do stuff and
I'm a pretty good grazer. So
I'm not. So
that wasn't that bad, but.
So it gets really bad for me because I'm usually like, I have my meals, but like I'm not a big snacker. But when I'm pregnant, I can't have my meals because it's taking the space away.
Yeah. You can't have big meals.
Yeah. But like.
Or normal sized, really.
Yeah. I would say normal sized meals.
Yeah.
I can't have normal sized meals. So that definitely happens for me. And then I just end up like not eating. So then I still have like a issue maintaining my nutrition towards the end. So then that's hard.
Yeah.
But, not as hard on the 1st trimester.
Yeah.
Or as hard as the 1st trimester. So mostly for me, it's just like the size and the uncomfortable. And I feel like we didn't talk about like sleep.
Oh yeah.
Sleep. I'm already to the point where I can't sleep.
Achy hips.
Yeah. Achy hips. Or it's like, if I lay, like one side will be okay to lay on for my tummy, like where the baby is pressing, depending on like where she's flipped around.
Yeah.
So like if I can fall asleep on one side, but then eventually the hips will start to hurt and that'll wake me up. So then I try to roll to the other side, but I can't fall asleep on that side because it's like
uncomfortable.
It's like pressing on my organ or like something else is like hurting when there's like a
foot in your liver.
Yeah, there's like an abdominal pain issue.
Yeah.
With that. And then
still sometimes heartburn.
Yeah. And the muscle cramps also.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I just feel like I wake up more.
Yeah.
Well, also waking up to pee.
Yeah.
Can't even talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That happens in the 1st trimester too though.
I know. But
like all the stuff is changing.
Well, yeah, because your blood volume's starting to increase and all that. So yeah, so like waking up to pee and then I'm not the best sleeper. So then once I get up, it's really hard to go back to sleep, let alone being physically uncomfortable. So yeah.
I think we're on the same boat as that one.
Yeah. I'm just like not a great sleeper. And so then trying to sleep while pregnant is super hard.
Yeah.
And I'm usually how I fall asleep is on my tummy. You can't sleep on your tummy.
It's funny as I never sleep on my stomach. I've never wanted to sleep on my stomach except for when I was pregnant. And I couldn't do it.
You just want what you can't have.
I guess so. I don't know. It was really frustrating because I was like, I don't ever sleep on my stomach. Anytime I'm not pregnant, I never sleep on my stomach. I don't even like laying on my stomach. And I really wanted to sleep on my stomach. And of course I couldn't. And so I had a million pillows. So I kind of like half laid on my side, half laid on my stomach, but my hips would ache so bad that I couldn't sleep.
Yeah. Just getting comfortable enough to sleep is super hard. And that started in the 2nd trimester for me. The 1st trimester, it's like I'm waking up to pee and I'm waking
or puke.
Up, yeah. Or puke. But I was so exhausted I could go back to sleep.
Yeah.
But now it's just the sleeping's gonna get harder and harder. But I forgot to mention, the 2nd trimester is when I just started like, peeing myself.
Yep.
Because
incontinence. Yep.
That's fun. And, I sneeze and I pee. And if I don't cross my legs or hold in some way, I will pee if I sneeze or if I cough. So,
or laugh too hard.
Yeah. Or laugh too hard. So peeing myself's been great. Also going to the bathroom. Okay. So I sit down and I'm like, okay, I peed. I'm all done. And wipe, take care of everything. Stand up. And then more dribbles out.
Yep.
And so you're just like peeing yourself all the time like a child.
I will tell you, this was in the 3rd trimester, the beginning of the 3rd trimester, because Izzy was born early. But the beginning of the 3rd trimester, I was sleeping. This is a funny story. She's probably going to be mortified that I tell it, but who cares? I mean, she wasn't out of me. I was still pregnant, but we were sleeping and I literally woke up to pee shooting out of me. Izzy had kicked my bladder when I was sleeping. There was pee literally shooting out of me. I woke up my husband and we were just sitting there laughing the entire time because you could tell I didn't like just pee. Like I didn't pee the bed. it was like literally shot out. So there was like you could see the line of pee.
Like
yes.
just
So she had like
jet stream.
and I had felt the pain of her kicking it, and that's what woke me up. But I woke up to it, and it was like shooting pee. And that was freaking hilarious. And I mean, we cleaned it up eventually, but we laughed for a good at least 10 minutes.
Yeah. Riley always teases me because with June, we had to drive from like Oregon, like upper Oregon to Southern California. So we took I-5 and he jokes that it was our rest stop trip. Yeah, our rest stop trip because we stopped at every single rest stop on the I-5 corridor. So I have been to every rest stop from Portland, Oregon to, I can't remember, down below LA somewhere.
My gosh.
We stopped at literally every rest stop because I had to pee.
Every single time. How far along were you there?
It was second trimester,
Yeah.
like, pretty close to this time.
Yeah.
But
That's hilarious.
So if you're curious about what the best rest stops are, been to all of them.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, because I couldn't hold it longer than that.
Okay, so we did all the pee, the mental health, the body.
I want to talk about the kicks though.
Oh yeah, the kicks.
So I hate the kicks.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh yeah, the baby's kicking. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're still alive.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yes.
But also, kick me in my colon.
Yeah.
That hurts. And it also makes you feel like, wait, did
you
I
have
poop?
to poop?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, wait, did something come out? No, it was just a foot.
Yeah.
Like, talk about feeling uncontrolled about your body. You're just like, did I poop myself? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah.
it's just a foot down there.
Yes.
Or getting kicked in the bladder, like you just talked about.
Yep.
So then it's like, now I have to go pee, or I did pee.
Yeah.
Or, fun one, which I don't think anyone has really talked about, getting kicked in the clit.
No. I don't think I had that happen.
It hurts. It is a very,
you might want to explain that because most people think the clit's only on the outside.
Okay. So, your clit actually is a much larger organ than you think it is. Most of it is on the inside and it kind of wraps around the vagina. So with everything that's going on down there,
it's more vascularized.
And also where it's sitting, they could, your baby could easily kick it. So how I experience it, and probably some women have no idea that this is what's happening, because what it feels like is someone just stabbed you right where your clit urethra is, because it's they kick it
because the pain goes to
because it just is this shooting stabbing pain right there. So that really hurts.
I don't remember ever having that, but again, I was pregnant a long time ago.
Yeah. So, and I feel like no one ever prepared me for that.
Nobody probably knows what that is.
Yeah. No one was ever you can get kicked in the clit and it feels like a stabbing pain.
Yeah.
So the things that you need to know is that that's possible.
Yeah.
And then with June, with my first one, she would literally sleep in I swear, an L position where her head was down, but then her butt and her feet were just straight across my upper abdomen. And I could literally feel her feet pitter patter on my liver.
She still does that outside.
Yeah. She does a little it's
she rubs her feet together.
And she does sleep in that weird position.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that pain in the liver.
I bet you that's what she was doing.
Kicked in the liver all the time.
Yeah.
And the gallbladder is also a stabbing pain. So yeah, the joys of babies kicking are twofold.
Or how about when they roll over?
Yeah.
And they literally roll to a different position, they're changing sides.
Mm-hmm.
That would make me vomit. I mean, a lot of things made me vomit back then, but it would also, I have a super short torso. So it would push on my stomach and just push everything out. It wasn't a nausea vomiting. It was literally, she would move and then I would vomit because it was pushing it out.
Yeah. The pressure of it.
Yeah.
So
that's fun.
Yeah.
Also.
Anyways.
So.
Is there anything else on that one?
I don't know.
Third trimester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go third trimester.
Well,
you just hurt all the time.
Yeah.
Everything feels uncomfortable. Even sex feels uncomfortable. Sometimes you're horny, sometimes you're not. But even if you are horny, it hurts. Or it's such awkward positions that you have to do sometimes.
The positions, for me, the positions have to get really specific because the extra weight, down on the vagina, really like doesn't feel good. Like
No.
it's just like there's just like not enough space there anymore.
Yeah.
Also, baby's cutting off your blood supply, so like your blood is not moving and it gets congested down there. So then your whole bottom is just like swollen.
Yeah.
And there's more pressure down there all the time.
Yes.
And so that like you just feel swollen down there.
Well, and let's talk about that because a lot of people don't know that. And then they freak out when they either see it or their spouse or whoever sees it. And it's really So like when the baby moves lower, especially, and you've got all that pressure in third trimester, especially, your vulva, your vaginal lips, basically can swell like a tremendous amount. And it is uncomfortable to sit, even if it's a bouncy ball, a really cushy chair, a really cushy couch. It's uncomfortable to stand because then you have that feeling of like everything is coming out of your vagina right now. And, there's nothing you can do.
Well, just like the gravity pulls it more down.
Yeah.
And then also you can get like varicose
veins. Yeah. So varices
in your vulva.
Yeah.
Because of the venous congestion. So
Yeah.
then those can be super painful.
Yep.
And then
and itchy too.
Yeah. And hemorrhoids.
Yep. Yeah. Hemorrhoids are, oh God, those are
hemorrhoids.
Yep.
Oh, and recently, and like, everyone talks about like, oh, your feet could get bigger and stuff like that too.
The swelling.
Yeah. So like, not just the swelling.
Oh, I see what you mean. The spreading.
Yeah, but like the spreading. So for me with what recently happened is, I don't really have a problem with ingrown toenails, but because of the slight spreading, my feet have been like my big toe has been more on top of my other toe. And it literally caused like the start of an ingrown toenail. And I had to like dig it out to take care of it. So, so I didn't have to go to a podiatrist to like really deal with it because of that happening. And that happens too. But also in the third trimester, the relaxin.
Yes.
The hormone that tells your joints to be loosey-goosey so that when baby does come, you can spread open.
Well, and with that comes massive low back pain, sciatica for a lot of people, hip pain on both sides, or one side or the other, if not both. Usually it's actually both. Knee pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain, wrist pain.
Well, it affects all your joints, but like the
biggest part is the hips
because of the extra
and the
weight
low back.
Yeah, because of the extra weight of the baby.
Yeah.
Also your postural differences. So like those joints are going to feel it more. Also, those are like your main load bearing joints.
Yeah.
So that's why you feel it more too. But that's also why your feet can get bigger. So then the relaxin is fun. So
pelvic floor therapy.
Yeah.
It's great for that. I didn't know pelvic floor therapy existed when I was pregnant with any of my kids. But it works wonders. And we see patients all the time and we do pelvic floor therapy on pregnant women, especially that last month or two. We're doing a lot of internal work and external work just to kind of make sure that everything is nice and straight and feeling good for the baby to come out.
Well, and for me, I have like some hypermobility with my joints. Like I've just always been, a little bit looser joints than most. And so when that happens, I get a lot more pain. Like I already said, like I'm kind of prone to sciatica and the sacral pain stuff. But when that happens, it's like even worse than it currently is. Like I already have it every day right now.
Yeah.
But once the weight gets there and the relaxin hits, it's going to be even worse. So
you're really going to be waddling.
Yes. And then you get to birth and everyone knows the joys of birth.
Do they though? Does everyone know the joys of birth? Because I don't think we're taught that until we go through it.
Well, I don't know.
We're kind of taught, right? Like kind of like we know stuff happens, but
I like to describe it to people because I feel like it's not appreciated enough is that it is like a bomb going off in your body.
Yeah.
Literally.
Never thought of it that way, but yeah.
Explosion happens and you push a watermelon out of your vagina. So we don't appreciate the trauma of that enough. I mean, everyone knows that birth is difficult, but I think we forget about how much our body just stretch more than just the vaginal canal to allow for that to happen. And
our pelvis.
Yeah. The pelvis.
Yeah.
Your organs got moved out of the way for months.
Yeah.
So then once the baby is out, everything's like, doesn't know where it's supposed to go anymore.
And it's not in the right place and it doesn't feel right.
And it takes a while to get back.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough to get it back. Because sometimes
you can't.
Yeah. That doesn't happen. So anyways, I don't think we should get into birth stories today.
Yeah, let's not get into birth stories today. That'll be a whole nother episode.
A whole nother topic.
We both have some good birth stories.
But the summary of today's episode is that unpopular opinion, I hate being pregnant.
So do I. Pregnancy sucks.
I don't find any joy in it, although I love my daughter and I'm excited for this next one. I wish I could skip pregnancy and just have the baby. That would be my ideal.
Yeah. And I love my daughters too. It sucked being pregnant with them.
Yeah. And
my body is not good being pregnant.
We wanted to share these stories because I feel like so many women out there feel isolated with
and guilty
for having these feelings. And we wanted to say you're not alone and it's okay. It's totally normal. And if you don't feel bonded with your baby when they're in you or immediately afterwards, that can be totally normal. But, be cautious about postpartum depression.
Definitely talk to somebody about it.
Yeah. Talk to your doctor about it. Be aware of it. But just because you don't feel that bond that the movies tell you you're supposed to have doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you.
Right. That is so correct. Yeah.
On that note, if anyone ever feels like sharing their story, we would love to hear it. We want to create a community where women can express how they really feel about these experiences that they go through.
Real life experiences, not just what people think happen.
Yeah. Or what you think you should feel, or what you're told you should feel, or what your friend felt.
Everybody's different. My friend had great pregnancies. She loved being pregnant. And I'm just like, good for you. You can have more. I'm done.
Everyone's different. And I think we should share our stories so that other women can not feel alone and start to normalize, everyone's different experience.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us today. Definitely share your story if you're up for it. Otherwise, we'll see you next time at Hormone Heroines.
Have a great day, guys.
Thanks for watching Hormone Heroines.
If this episode spoke to you, follow the show and share it with someone who also needs to hear it.
And write a review. That helps more people find their way back to balance.
See you next week.